Known as the Queen of Crime, who's this lady of mystery? And the wise man from Israel, born exactly 4 weeks to Christmas. Curious? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Sotonye Fiesimana. If you're a subscriber, I do appreciate your support. Thank you so much. If you're a returning visitor, I appreciate you dropping by once again. Why not subscribe so that you'll receive updates of my video uploads? If you're here for the first time, welcome to my channel. Here I discuss events that occurred on this day in history with a view to informing, hopefully entertaining, and most importantly, where we learn lessons from the positives and negatives of the past, and hopefully we don't repeat the negatives, i.e. the mistakes. Because as the saying goes, history tends to repeat itself. So guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, let's get cracking with today's important events as recorded in history. First, we will have to go way back to the year 511. And on this day, November 27th, Clovis, pictured here. That's an interesting name for a king. So, king of, let's take this out of your screen, king of the Franks and ruler of much of Gaul from 481 to 511. This was the day he died. Now, this year, the interval between 481 and 511 was a key period during the transformation of the Roman Empire into Europe. So his reign was during this period of transformation. Again, Clovis I died on this day, November 27th, the year 511. He is the trigger, would I say the trigger? Not, I wouldn't say responsible, but yes, his reign led to the Roman Empire's transformation into what is today known as Europe. Okay, let's move swiftly on now to 1874. So I've taken a giant leap several centuries, and we're in 1874, 146 years ago. On this day, one of the wise men, I did allude to this at the beginning. So that is Chaim Weizmann, the first president of Israel and the guiding force behind the World Zionist Organization. He was born on this day in 1874. Okay, so if you got the clue, I'm going to remind you of what I said at the beginning. He is one of the wise men. So I said, and the wise man from Israel, born exactly 4 weeks to Christmas. So that is a wise man from Israel who was born on this day in 1874. I'll end with a quote of his which appears right here. There's a picture of him and there's a quote which says, "Independence is never given to a people. It has to be earned. And once earned, must be defended." I've seen another quote of him which was quite a very tough stance, but I guess he is who he is. He's a leader, and that's what most leaders do. So again, this is Chaim Weizmann, who was born on this day in 1874, the first president of Israel. Then 21 years later, Nobel Prizes established. This is a picture of the man, Alfred Nobel, I beg your pardon, through the will drawn up by Alfred Bernhard Nobel, the Swedish chemist, engineer, and industrialist who invented dynamite and other more powerful explosives. The Nobel Prizes were established on this day in 1895. Isn't that ironic? The guy who invented dynamite and other more powerful explosives, I guess he saw the error of his ways. Some may beg to disagree. But yeah, I guess he saw the error of his ways and he thought, I want to do something to make me feel better about the harm that I've caused the world, that I may continue to cause the world after I'm gone. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing that he did. The fact that he must have felt remorse. I don't know what his story is, but my guess is that yes, for someone who invented dynamite to now write this into his will, that Nobel Peace Prizes be established, that he would be memorialized, to remembered as a man who instituted the Nobel Prizes. That's good. That's good. That shows some remorse, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on now to the year 1942. Jimi Hendrix, full name James Marshall Hendrix, born on this day, born Johnny Allen Hendrix. He died 18 September 1970. He was an American musician, singer, and songwriter. Although his mainstream career spanned only 4 years, he is widely regarded as one of the most influential electric guitarists in the history of popular music and one of the most celebrated musicians of the 20th century. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame describes him as arguably the greatest instrumentalist in the history of rock music, widely recognized as one of the most creative and influential musicians of the 20th century. Jimi Hendrix pioneered explosive possibilities of the electric guitar. Hendrix's innovative style of combining fuzz, feedback, and controlled distortion created a new musical form. So again, that's Jimi Hendrix, who didn't live a very long life. He was born in 1942, died in 1970 on the 18th of September. See if you can find some more pictures of Jimi Hendrix doing his thing. Believe it or not, that's a guitar on the floor, plucking the strings of a guitar on the floor. Interesting. Yeah, it's electric guitar again. So Jimi Hendrix again, who was born on this day in 1942 and died in the year 1970. Let's now move on to Kathryn Bigelow, pictured here, American filmmaker. She was the first woman to win an Oscar for Best Director for The Hurt Locker, which was released in 2008. This was the day that American filmmaker Kathryn Bigelow was born. So happy birthday, Kathryn Bigelow. Delighted, obviously, in this picture. So the first woman ever to win an Oscar for Best Director, born on this day in 1951, and the film that she won the Oscar for was The Hurt Locker, which was released in 2008, premiered in 2008. Last but not least, it's another woman. This time she's British. American filmmaker, yes, so we're going from America to Britain now. And that's P.D. James, British mystery novelist. Did I allude to her at the beginning of this? She's known as the Queen of Crime, so that is the Queen of Crime. She earned the sobriquet Queen of Crime primarily for her 14 novels featuring the fictional detective Adam Dalgliesh of Scotland Yard. She died on this day in 2014, so exactly 6 years ago. On this day, she died in Oxford, England. I'll show you a few more pictures of her. She looks like a detective here, doesn't she? Reminds me of this American lady detective. I can't remember her name now. Drop her name in the comment section if you remember her name. It's just I can see her face. British American. I think she's originally British. I can just see her face. But anyway, this doesn't look like a woman who writes murder mysteries, does she? She looks very homely and very like she was raised in the countryside, and it's all peace and calm and quiet. Nothing happens. But yeah, this is the talented P.D. James. And then I'll show you some of her books. This is called The Black Tower, New York Times best-selling author, and Adam Dalglish Mystery. Another one here, Cover Her Face, A New Queen of Crime. Yeah, nice illustration there. P.D. James, Unnatural Causes. P.D. James, Death of an Expert Witness. The Private Patient. Okay. A Certain Justice. Last but not least, Devices and Desires. So play on words there. On that note, folks, we have come to the end of today's Today in History for the 27th of November. Thanks again for dropping by, guys. For those of you who haven't subscribed, click the notification bell. So obviously subscribe and then click the notification bell so that you receive updates of my video uploads. If you do like this video, give me a thumbs up, share as well. And again, if you haven't subscribed, it would be fantastic if you do. It would help push my video to more viewers and eventually, hopefully, more subscribers as well. I hope you enjoyed my content. Again, if there's anything you think I can do to make this more interesting or improve the quality of the video, drop comments in the comment section and let me know. And I'll do my best to fulfill your wishes. Stay safe, guys. See you tomorrow, November 28th, for another edition of Today in History. My name, once again, is Sotonye Afiasimama. Hasta la vista. Bye-bye.